move on here. Got to make my timestamp. Running backs. We will start at, I guess we'll go shallow league. That seems to be the easiest. The highly rostered options here are Cam Akers, who is touchdown dependent guy while Joe Mixon is out. Samaje Perine, Carson Steele, Jalen Warren, and I have that in the wrong area. I'll fix that. Jalen Warren, I had added to this list, not because he's played well, but simply because I thought Najee was out. It looks like Najee is going to be fine. Out of these four here, Warren, Steele, Perine, and Akers, Steele's really the only one I'm looking at. He got a decent role. I don't think he performed all that well in it. Having said that, I think he will be better next week if this role continues. So it's Steele for me in this group. Or do you have any interest in these four as I remove the final player who doesn't belong in this category?
Yeah. I still like Jalen Warren. If like it's basically contingent upside where he can be viable in the meantime, but he's dealing with injury himself too. So like I don't know if he's fully healthy on top of it. Hey Jerry, thanks for joining us today. Yeah, I like him. But if you're going for the running backs in Kansas City, like it's clear they prefer Steele over Perine. We weren't sure going in this week how it goes. If any chance Steele is available on your waiver wire, because that Pacheco's injury is going to be like 2 months. You can get Steele and he could be fantasy viable in that offense. I do worry about the upside just because the offense is not that great in Kansas City right now. Maybe they figure it out, but he's the one guy that seems like he's going to have consistent standalone value. Warren is more contingent based just because the offense isn't that great. We'll see, but those are the two. And then Perine would be third of those three. And then Akers is just like a one-way thing, right? So it's just like
KC is running about the most boring conservative offense you've ever seen. It's like, let's kick a field goal on 4th and 1 from the 18. It's not like we have Patrick Mahomes or anything as our quarterback. Like, good God.
Right.
All right. Next tier here, medium leagues. We have a couple of big name guys, I guess you want to call them in here.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite is easily Bucky Irving. I know everyone's jumping on the Braylon Allen train. I like him in Dynasty. I'm not as big on redraft. Antonio Gibson, Jaleel McLaughlin, that Denver backfield's a mess. Alexander Madison, because RIP Zamir White. Trey Benson, who is a handcuff. Rico Dowdle, if you want to get involved in that Dallas mess. And Justice Hill, because he just happens to linger. This one's what? Bucky by a mile, and then maybe Braylon Allen and Madison. I don't really have much redraft interest in Braylon Allen. I know he's involved a bit, but
he falls in the handcuffs where all of these guys are going to need an injury except for Rico Dowdle. Like he's the one guy of this entire group of guys, including Bucky. Like Rachaad White's not just going to go away; he's still going to have a role. But I think Rachaad White's going to be the most viable for you. If you need someone that can give you production now, Rico Dowdle is the one I would target. If you want the upside shot, there's a lot of good upside shots here. It's like an injury happens to Breece Hall, Braylon Allen becomes top 12 back. Antonio Gibson, like if Ramondre Stevenson disappears, Antonio Gibson becomes top 20 back. Like Trey Benson, James Conner goes down. Like these guys all jump into really good spots and become good running backs for you. So it's a lot of handcuff guys in this range. If I need production, it's Rico Dowdle or it's Bucky Irving. Those are like the two guys I would be able to count on to at least get flex play from them. I think you can pull that off. I think with the Dallas offense and how much shambles it's in, like I actually like targeting Rico because Zeke's just getting phased out and Deuce is not an NFL quality running back. So there's really no one else on that roster that's going to give him much of a fight if he's good, which is the entire, basis of the argument.
I think Bucky's, like you said, one of the two that I elevate beyond just handcuff. I see Braylon Allen still as a handcuff. I guess he's starting to have a little standalone value, but as far as like for me, it's Bucky, and like you said, it's Rico. But I think Bucky has more value than Rico. But even with Rachaad White not going away, I think he gets enough on the ground, and he's gotten a few receptions here and there. Bucky Irving's the easy guy for me in this one. The deeper league options under 25% are interesting. Tyler Beatty's going to be one of the most added ones here on Denver. I don't necessarily know if that's how it should be. All of his carries were fourth quarter carries when the game was well in hand. So I don't really know if I want to chase that. I do like Tyrone Tracy. He looks like he's carving out a bigger role, but Devin Singletary's been so good. The one I think I want most is Roschon Johnson. He looks like he's going to take over this backfield. I think he's an absolute buy now if you can get him. Trey Sermon, vulture to touchdown there while Jonathan Taylor was out after a long run. He needed a breather. Sermon got the goal line touchdown. Emmanuel Wilson had a big game. I don't think that's going to happen with Jordan Love back in there. I think it'll be all Josh Jacobs. We got Miles Sanders if you want to deal with that mess. Garendo as a handcuff to a handcuff there. I did it again with Dotson. Hunter Lupke is a fullback and was actually probably the most active in the Dallas backfield, as scary as that is to be. So if you really want to get down and dirty in that Dallas backfield, go there. Like I said, this group here, it's Roschon Johnson for me by a mile. I don't mind handcuffing Tyrone Tracy. I don't really have any interest outside of that. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm in the same wavelength for you. I think the upside shot with an injury is Tyrone Tracy. Like, he's the guy that clearly has it. Miles Sanders, like, he's backing up a guy that's going to get replaced when Jonathan Brooks comes back. So I don't know what the upside is in that Carolina offense. I'm a little bit worried about the Carolina offense, but you could do it. And yeah, Roschon, like, there's a chance he could just be the best back in the best running back in there, because it's been a disaster with the offensive line, DeAndre Swift, and all the issues they've had. So yeah, I like targeting the top two guys have Tyrone Tracy and Roschon Johnson of this group of players. You could do you could stash Garendo. Hopefully an injury happens. Maybe he's fantasy viable, maybe he's not. It's like with the San Francisco offense or like these Miami offense, I just want all these running backs on my roster because injuries happen, man. We don't know how it goes. Like if you stash Jordan Mason, like you're living the good life right now. So you just take shots on these backfields. That's totally fine with me.
Overall, did we give I don't think we gave an overall quarterback that we were targeting. What we say? Fields, Darnold, Dalton. Did you have a number one target? I don't think we said one.
In the mid range, it was, if you wanted the consistent passer, it was Geno. If you wanted the upside shot, it was Fields. And then on the lower end, I said Dalton, or for me, it was Daniel Jones. Like, those were the
okay. Yeah, that's what it was, Daniel Jones. All right, of all the running backs here at all the tiers we have, which one is your top target? For me, I'm split. I think my top target is Roschon. Bucky Irving is a close second, I believe. Who's your top running back target on waivers this week?
I would say it's Carson Steele if you need production right now. Then Bucky
did
Irving.
I not mention Steele? Did I? Oh, I did. He's 70%. Okay,
yeah. So if he's available, I want the Kansas City backfield if like on that range. And then yeah, I'm with you, Bucky Irving on that one. And Rico Dowdle are the two. And then the last one, it's where's this shallow? Am I tripping? Am I missing it? Yeah, I'm sorry. Tyrone Tracy or Roschon Johnson are the two down there.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. I forgot Carson Steele. Carson Steele. I was like, I'm missing something. Yeah, it's Steele, Roschon, Irving for me as my top three there. Like I said, at some point you just Steele's not available. He was the waiver wire guy for me last week. So at some point you just stop or you start assuming he's not available and you forget it. And I've processed Steele as he's on the list because he makes the under 75, but I just completely forgot he's
going to be available. Yeah, most of us. And on this deal, Gibbs and JJ, absolutely smash Gibbs and JJ. Like, it's not even close. You're getting the two better players.